right, it is time to meet the bad boy of Hollywood gossip. That is none other than AJ Benza. If Hedda Hopper was Hollywood's Iron Fist queen and Walter Winchell was the king, then AJ Benza came along as the rebel prince, bringing a whole new edge to celebrity gossip. Known for his no-nonsense attitude and unforgettable catchphrase, "Fame ain't it a bitch," AJ made gossip raw, personal, and real. He didn't just write about celebrities, he got up close and personal, right in the thick of it, and he wasn't afraid to call out anyone who crossed him. Born in 1962 in Brooklyn, New York, AJ grew up as a tough guy attitude who had a love for storytelling, and when he hit Hollywood, he didn't just join the gossip game. He brought a whole new energy to it. Let's dive into the life of AJ Benza, the man who made gossip a little rougher around the edges. AJ Benza's journey into the world of gossip started back in New York, where he worked as a columnist for the New York Daily News. He wasn't just interested in Hollywood stars. He wrote about mobsters, crime bosses, and the underbelly of New York's nightlife. AJ's column had this rough, gritty feel that set it apart from other gossip sites at the time, and other gossip just altogether. And he developed a reputation as someone who could handle the dark side of fame. In the early 1990s, AJ's column, Hot Copy, became popular in New York, and his sharp, sometimes abrasive style caught Hollywood's attention. By early 1990s, AJ's column, Hot Copy, became popular in New York, and his sharp, sometimes abrasive style caught Hollywood's attention. By the mid-90s, he packed his bags and moved to Los Angeles, ready to bring his streetwise approach to the West Coast, and Hollywood, well, it didn't know what hit it. AJ Benza wasn't interested in polite gossip or tiptoeing around stories. He was direct, in your face, and real. While other gossip columnists might write with a wink or a nudge, AJ told it like it was. His approach was raw, with a streetwise attitude that wasn't afraid to get dirty. AJ had a way of writing that made you feel like you were right there with him, grabbing a drink in some dark Hollywood bar, listening to all of the juicy details. He didn't just focus on who was dating whom or who got into a fight on a set. AJ went for the scandals, the fallouts, the real drama that kept Hollywood running. And he didn't care if stories made stars uncomfortable. In fact, he kind of liked it that way. AJ's gossip was gritty and unapologetic, and he had no problem calling people out, even if it meant making a few enemies along the way. In the late 1990s, AJ took his career to the next level by joining the E! Network, hosting Mysteries and Scandals.
On June 22nd, 1969, the death of one of Hollywood's most beloved stars came as sad news to America and the world. Judy Garland was only 47 years old when she was discovered dead of a drug overdose in a London apartment. Whatever happened to that wide-eyed, innocent girl, so filled with hope and joy and boundless enthusiasm?
I've hung on to every bit of rubbish there is to hang on to in life, and I've thrown all the good bits away.
On this episode of Mysteries and Scandals, we'll explore how and why one of the brightest stars and most beloved singers, Judy Garland, self-destructed.
You've deserted me. I said, Judy, please, never. Everybody deserts me. Everybody.
Everybody was out to use her. Everybody was out to get something from her.
She kept running away, running away, running away.
Sadly, Judy learned you can run, but you can't hide. I'm AJ Benza. Join me as we examine the agonizing life of an American tragedy, Judy Garland. On June
This
20
show was a perfect fit for AJ. Each episode covered a Hollywood mystery or scandal, complete with AJ's tough guy narration and biting commentary. He took viewers behind the scenes of Hollywood's biggest secrets, from unsolved murders to star-studded feuds, and he did it with classic AJ Benza attitude, rough around the edges and undeniably captivating.
Stroll down the flip side of the Walk of Fame with the original series Mysteries and Scandals. AJ Benza explores the lives and deaths of Hollywood legends, including Marilyn Monroe, Howard Hughes, Harry Houdini, and Judy Garland.
We're talking about the godfathers and godmothers of Hollywood, the people who laid the foundation of this town that we can't get enough about. So you can't lose with names like that.
Yeah, but appearances can be deceiving, especially when it came to Alfalfa. Off-screen, this rascal more resembled a pint-sized Dirty Harry than the boy next door. And when Alfalfa outgrew his on-screen appeal, his hot-tempered desperation proved fatal.
A lot of people are just waiting to see these beautiful, talented, gifted people fall off the tightrope. And unfortunately, a lot of people are like that, and this show gives you a half-hour glimpse into that kind of fall.
But fans of the show also want to see AJ Benza.
Oh, Carlo! You need to come back, you!
You never know what to expect when AJ hits Hollywood Boulevard.
Guys.
It's a green light, mother. But was she ready to face the challenge? That's great. You're great. Hold on. Oh, you! Damn! Coming up, move over. Come on!
One time there was a little like a roughneck gang member, and he came around the show a couple times and said some stuff during the shoot, and I yelled back at him, and he lifted his jacket up and showed me a gun, and said he was coming back. What the f is this guy doing now? What the f are they worried about? And one time I broke this knuckle in 20 places, this little knuckle. Sorry, this is not a bad thing. Couldn't say a particular word. I got mad and I went to punch a bush.
The toxic combination liberated this complex woman from the pain. Oh,
no. I didn't realize behind the bush was like a 1,000-pound planter, a cement planter. And I hit it, and it sounded like a ball-peen hammer on bricks, and the thing just shattered. And I wore a splint for a few months, and now it's fine. I'm able to give the finger again, whenever I need to.
When there's smoke, there's AJ.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this is the one.
Here we go, we're rolling.
Oh my God. More smoke, smoke it up. Yeah, too much smoke, baby. I see nothing. Just ahead, could Alfalfa overcome this smoke? What the man? I willingly get chemotherapy treatments now, because I'm sure that's cancer causing the smoke. So I have an appointment at Cedars-Sinai tomorrow about 2 o'clock for just a quick dose of radiation.
Despite the hazards of the job, AJ always keeps his cool.
Come on.
This was where AJ really shined. He had a way of telling stories that was part noir, part tabloid, and all attitude. His catchphrase, "Fame ain't it a bitch," became iconic, capturing the dark side of Hollywood that AJ loved to expose. Mysteries and Scandals wasn't just about the gossip, it was about showing the cost of fame, and AJ became the perfect narrator for these tales of Hollywood's highs and lows. Of course, AJ's rise in Hollywood wasn't without a bit controversy. He developed a reputation for having a very short fuse, and he wasn't afraid to let people know it. One of his most famous feuds was with actor Howard Stern. Their on-air confrontation turned into a physical fight during an appearance on the Howard Stern show.
You want me?
Joe, you're on the air.
Hey, I got a question for AJ.
Go ahead.
Did your show get canceled yet, loser?
Yeah.
Chris, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I suffer from insomnia,
And I tried sleeping pills, I tried sedatives, I tried everything, and I finally found something that cures my insomnia. AJ After Hours.
Hey, man.
What is this? Come on.
Let me tell you something right now. No, it's okay. It's all right. If you can say that. But I will do one thing before I leave today.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab Stuttering John by the face, and I'm gonna punch him right in his friggin' head. One more call gets through, and you're dead, you fat bastard.
You didn't hear what just happened? Well, the guy said that the show sucks, right? Yeah, so AJ goes, you know what I'm gonna do, Howard? He goes, if Stuttering John puts one more call through like this, I'm gonna go out there and beat the shit out of it. Let me go. What? What line is open? I think it'd be funny if I do, guy. Yeah. What line is open? 236. Let me call. We'll put it on. You know what? Go into. No, don't do it yet. All right.
Yeah, Mel, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Howard, the only thing more embarrassing is the AJ After Hours show.
Oh.
Get that John right now.
And you know
that John right now.
And you know who's really embarrassed?
Who?
Even more embarrassed of that show than AJ?
Who?
His hair. It jumped right off his head to get away from him.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
I know it was John.
Cementing AJ's reputation as someone who didn't back down. This wasn't just a gimmick for AJ, he was the real deal. He didn't just write about Hollywood's darker side, he lived in it. And sometimes that meant pushing the limits. In an industry where so many played safe, AJ brought his raw, unpredictable energy that reminded people that gossip didn't always have to be polite. His public confrontations and clashes became part of his persona, making him one of the most unpredictable figures in Hollywood gossip. For all of his success, AJ had a complicated relationship with Hollywood. He loved the thrill of the gossip game, the rush of breaking a story, but he also was very wary of Hollywood's glitzy facade. AJ understood the cost of fame better than anyone, and he often said that Hollywood had a way of chewing people up and spitting them out. As the 2000s wore on, the gossip would begin to shift with the rise of the internet blogs and anonymous gossip sites. AJ's style was raw and real, but the world of gossip was becoming faster and more anonymous, with websites that could post stories 24/7 without the need for the same personal connections that AJ had built like no other. It was a new era, and the landscape that he had once dominated was changing. His relationship with E eventually ended, and though AJ continued writing and appearing in media, his time in Hollywood as their bad boy of gossip began to fade. So what did AJ Benza leave behind? He left behind a legacy of grit, honesty, that classic no-filter approach that very few others could pull off. AJ wasn't just a gossip columnist. He was a storyteller, a personality, a guy who loved Hollywood but never quite fit into its polished world. He showed that gossip could be bold, even a little brutal, and he wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty to bring people the truth, or at least a version of it. In a way, AJ was the bridge between the old school gossip and the digital age. He wasn't anonymous. He was right there, front and center, and he made sure everyone knew it. He brought the grit of New York to Hollywood, making gossip feel like it's the underground club, with him as the guy who held all of the secrets. And definitely, although he may not be writing on the regular, make sure to check out his podcast that has been around for many years, and there are so many great juicy stories. And guess what? It's called Fame Ain't It a Bitch? So the next time you see a bold headline or a juicy blind item, think about AJ Benza, the man who showed Hollywood that gossip could be real, raw, and yet a bit messy. AJ's style might feel old school today, but his spirit lives on in every tell it like it is story we see. Fame, as AJ would say, ain't it a bitch? and he loved every minute of exposing Hollywood's side of it. AJ Benza reminded us that fame isn't always glamorous, and the truth behind the stars may be a little rough, just like him. In a world where gossip can sometimes feel polished and manufactured, AJ was a throwback to a time when Hollywood secrets had a little bit more grit, and he wouldn't have had it any other way.
Tune into the buzz, it's the talk of the day. From Bravo shows to the latest celeb spree, we've got the tea, come sip it with me. Dani Gossip Girl, pop culture expose. We're spilling all the secrets every